We're gonna react to this video with Terrance Howard on the PBD podcast, and he told the people on PBD podcast that Diddy made advances at him, but he didn't realize it until his assistant said something. Now he claims that the first time Diddy invited him over to his house and said he wanted to work on his acting skills. And he claims once he got there, Diddy was just staring at him sitting in a chair. Then he said sometime later, Diddy invited him over his house once again, and this time it was about some music shit. He goes over there, Diddy staring at him sitting in a chair again, and that's when his assistant, after the third time Diddy invited him over there, and his assistant brought to his attention that he trying to bang your back out. And that's when he stopped going over Diddy's house. Now my problem with this is, why did it take your assistant to bring to your attention, after all we know, all we heard about Diddy from Tupac and everybody back in the day, all the rumors you heard, and you were in Hollywood, you know how Hollywood roll, you know how the industry roll. And then he even said that he had producers come at him, and he turned all of them down. So it just don't add up. And I can't understand, why did your assistant had to put you on game after you noticed yourself that each time you went there, you wasn't helping him acting the first time, the second time, you wasn't working on music, and that then dawned on you that something was wrong, knowing all the rumors that was out about Diddy. It just don't add up. We're gonna check out this video of Terrance Howard on PBD podcast, and he told them that Diddy wanted to bang his back out, and he claimed that he told Diddy no. Well, he didn't tell him no, he just didn't go back no more. Fair use is in progress. We're gonna watch this video, and just be mindful that I will have to stop, because this is a reaction video. It's not my video, so it's YouTube policy. Fair use is in progress. Let's go.
You know, there's a short life in
Why do you think that is with the creative side?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
Now he talking about people losing their man card, and like he said, you don't know what people had to do in order to get to that point. But from what I hear, in order to get to a certain level, even Terrance Howard level, you got to drop them draws. Now, I'm not saying Terrance had to drop his draws, because he claims that he didn't. But they say the phone start ringing when you turn down people like Diddy and other people in the industry that got power. And Terrance claimed he told Diddy no. Let's go, y'all, and listen to Terrance.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all.
He's right, because if you look at Justin Bieber, I think the reason why Justin Bieber is acting so strange is because, I mean, you can't get that shit out of your head. when you do some shit like that. You know, especially if you scrape and you compromise doing something that you wouldn't do otherwise, just for money or just to be famous, and then taking into account he was a kid when it happened, it must be devastating. And I can't understand why, if the same thing happened to Usher, I can't understand how he's handling it so much better. Well, at least I don't know. He could be going through it too. But it's just shown when it come down to Justin Bieber. But let's continue listening to Terrance Howard.
All the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean...
Yeah, so I agree with him on that. People don't realize it's like selling your soul. You know, when you compromise something like, I mean, it just don't make sense. I mean, but you got some people out there. You got some people that love money, and they would do almost anything, especially when they're dealing with famous people. You know, you'll be amazed what people do in order to get a role or get a record deal. Let's go.
Anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay.
And he's so surprised. Now, after this man, after the first time of me going over to your house and you asking me to teach you how to act, and I get over there and you just sitting in a chair staring at me with Google eyes, I'm not going back. I'm gonna know what you on right then and there, especially based on Diddy past. I mean, that would get me, the fact that you go there two or three times, and then your assistant had to bring to your attention that he trying to beat your back out. Boy, stop.
Okay, now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay role.
He said he don't bend over in that way. So how do you bend over? And it just don't work like that in the industry. If these big time people that can offer you a role keep coming to you, and you acting like you are macho and turn them down each time, you wouldn't get no role. That was I was told. And the fact that Terrance Howard was down there A-list actor, it amazed me that he got so far and never had to bend over and never had to do nothing like all the other artists probably had to do. And another thing, it make me wonder when it comes to Diddy, if it's true how Diddy come on to people like that, and how many artists or people around Diddy that he made advances met toward, or what did they have to do in order to get a record deal or get some type of help if they needed any type of help from Diddy? Did he do it for free, or did they have to do the same thing, or did they have to party with Diddy?
I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's what.
Oh, his career is over. You telling everything, but I just don't believe it. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think that he turned down Diddy advances like he said and other producers in Hollywood, and didn't do the things that other artists did or other celebrities had to do in order to get to his level? And leave a comment below, because I just don't buy that he didn't realize that Diddy was trying to get at him after the first time. And Terrance is down there, what, 40 to 50 years old. I'm sure he heard the rumors about Diddy way before he even met Diddy personally. So tell me what you think. Do you think that Terrance is telling the truth, or do you think this shit is kept? Please subscribe, hit that like button, see you soon.